Well, good afternoon now, I think officially. Secretary Wright, so great to see you here. I still remember meeting with you in Bismarck, North Dakota a couple years ago, and your very inspiring comments there. So great to have you out here in this role, and I really very much appreciate your work to both provide the right signals to the markets, to make sure that we're incentivizing things correctly, and to make sure that we're really trying to let the energy industry develop on its own without putting our fingers too heavily on the levers ourselves. So thank you, and I want to support you in those efforts. I want to talk a little bit about the reliability issues. Given that NERC's assessment today is that 2/3 of our systems in the U.S. don't have enough power to meet demand, given certain circumstances today, and we're looking at retiring 115 gigawatts of baseload generation, and we're seeing significant demand increases. All of that looks like a huge train wreck to me and to many others. So today I introduced a bill. It's called the Baseload Reliability Act, and it will give DOE, FERC, tools and the grid operators tools to help slow down the retirements, at least in time, for a new baseload or dispatchable resources to be brought on that is kind of equal in nature and how it responds to the grid. So I want to invite your look at that and your support in that. And one of the things that we need to do and be doing is actively tracking where those planned retirements are and how they might impact the grid. And I just wanted to ask, is that something that your office is already doing and working on?
It is, Representative, and thank you for not just your comments and question here, but for your leadership. You've been an outspoken person in what I used to call energy sobriety, just being thoughtful. Look, there's no clean energy sources, there's no dirty energy sources. They just all have different trade-offs. Right. But we produce energy for one reason, which is to better people's lives. So having a reliable grid that's as affordable as possible and that can grow so we can bring industry and more job opportunities to our states and communities is just critical for doing that. And so, yes, it is a thing we're doing right now because we now are seeing significant demand growth signals. People want to build data centers. I've met with every one of the hyperscalers and a whole bunch of people that want to bring industrial factories and plants back to the United States. I think it's awesome. It's awesome for our country. It's awesome for blue-collar workers. It's something I really want to see happen, but that is their biggest worry. Hey, if we come here, how am I going to navigate through FERC or whatever to be able to build a power plant? How am I going to know I have reliable, affordable power? It's going to take me, $10 billion to build my plant. It's going to run for 40 years. I want to know how I can get confidence in the energy thoughtfulness of the United States and that price. And so when people want, tens of gigawatts of more power, and we're shutting down facilities with decades left on their lifetime, that doesn't look so thoughtful. So yes, we have a team in our Office of Electricity that's looking at grid reserve margins across the different areas of the country, and we're looking at planned retirements, and then we're going to try to proactively engage with all of them of why is this asset retiring? Does it make sense? Is there a better plan here? And if it is retiring, what's going to replace it? That's equally dispatchable and firm reliable and won't add to the cost of the grid or either increase the cost or reduce the reliability of the grid.
Good. My bill would bake what you're doing into law and basically require it so that before anybody could retire a unit in one of the regions that have an elevated reliability risk, they would have to prove that it's being replaced in advance by equally reliable power. And then if it isn't, then they would give you and FERC tools to require that they run and some financial support to help cover those costs so it doesn't fall on the ratepayers. And I view this as being, this might be a 5-year thing. This might not be forever, but right now we're behind. So let's stop retiring. Let's make sure we're bringing new resources on as quickly as possible. I stand with my colleagues across the aisle to work on permitting reform to bring things up as quickly as possible. But meanwhile, we need to keep what we have. That should not be a partisan statement.